I love the hustle, man.
What's good? I go by the name of Stealth. We got Doughboy Bush and we got Teddy White 405. You know what I'm saying? This is All Net No Rim Podcast episode number. I don't even know what episode this is. I think 14 right now. I got to check on that. But yeah, we back, man. We back on another video, man. The NBA Finals is over. And now we are officially in the NBA off season. And as of today, we already got some moves being made. We had the Caruso for Giddey trade. You know, Chicago OKC made a swap. Also, Malik Monk has re-signed with the Kings. Happy to hear that. You know what I'm saying, for the home base team. What else happened? Oh, Siakam is staying with the Pacers. Just a few things I heard about so far. Anything else y'all heard about going on off season?
Not off season, but I do want to address something though.
Oh no, we're gonna get to that. We for sure.
I do want to address something though. I want to address something right now. I want to address something right now. Yeah, because you just talked about the finals.
Not yet. We're gonna get to that. We're
about to say, bro.
Hey, these fans, these Kings fans gonna eat. Pause. They gonna eat you up, boy. Woo!
All right, we gonna see.
Wait till y'all hear what you gotta say. But now we're gonna get to this first topic, man. So, like I said, Malik Monk is staying with the Sacramento Kings, and but also too, like we all kind of know that the Sacramento Kings still have more moves to make. I don't believe that this is going to be the final roster coming into the training camp in October. I'd be surprised, but we're going to see. But yeah, so the first question I got for y'all is Malik Monk staying with the Kings. What does that mean for the Kings? And also just anything that you feel like the Kings may need on as well as this move, like a trade. What type of players do you think, you know what I'm saying, we can add to this mix to get back in the playoffs and possibly contend for a championship? I'm going to start with Teddy White 405, man. What are your thoughts on this Malik Monk re-signing, man?
Man, we got the swag back. We got the energy. We got the energy. We got the swag. We got the juice back. We got the captain. You know what I'm saying? Now, so sure. When people down, when others is having a bad game, he's one of them guys. He's the first dude that's gonna lift people up and pick your head up. Good for Keegan, man. He's the Monk and Fox relationship. But man, we got exactly what we was trying to do. And as a Kings fan, I'm excited.
The first chess piece.
Oh yes,
definitely. That was just definitely the first chess piece that the Kings need to make. So as far as like, what do you think the move means for the Kings? As far as like, do you think it's going to attract other players? Do you think, now that we kind of got that first move out of the way, what's next? Like, what do you think this means for the Kings moving forward?
Well, now that since that was the main focus, and now that we got it out of the way, I think now that we can try to focus on trying to add little other key pieces. We have the core, so we know the core: Fox, Bonus, Monk, Keegan. We're going to bring that up in a later situation. But we know that is the core, right? So now if we can go out and maybe add another addition, I would love like a Zach LaVine. I know he's not as high on everybody else's list, but I think offensively,
I like
and energy and pace, he would be a good addition here. If not LaVine, then we can go after maybe like a Kuzma. I know you guys is high on Kuzma. But at the end of the day, I feel like we got the core here. Let's just add one more piece that we feel like that will fit good with what we have going on right now.
Okay. All right. Doughboy, what's your thoughts on Malik Monk re-signing, and what do you think it means for the Kings moving forward?
I actually like it, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. I felt like this was definitely something the Kings needed to keep that going. Because at the end of the day, yes, he does, or is a sixth man. But when it's crunch time and things of that nature, he's gonna be in there like a starter. And I like the way he does facilitate. I like the way he does, get to the hoop in pressure situations. So I think the Kings actually need this. And so I think it's a good deal. They actually got him. And congratulations to him, for sure. And congratulations to the Kings.
Yep. So so kind of the same question to you, like, what do you feel like this, as far as this first step, what's next? Like, do you think this will kind of be like a trickle down effect to more positive moves being made and more additions to the roster? Or do you kind of feel like this is it? Like, are we going to run it back with the same team? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm 50-50 about it.
Me too.
As far as are they going to make any trades, or are they going to go ahead and run the same roster back? I hope that they don't, because we've seen what's happened in the last, couple of years they've had them. I do feel like with Monk re-signing, this is telling the other players around the league, hey, look,
we're serious
Sacramento's
about
a
winning.
great place to be, and we're serious about winning. Come out here, come join.
Right.
So I think that's like him and Fox are the catalyst to say, hey, look, man, we love it out here. Come over here, come get with us, and come be a winner, or at least try to go ahead and come win with us.
Yeah, I think.
So I feel like it's changing the culture. I think it's changing the culture for sure, though.
No, definitely, I like that. I do feel like it's a culture shift for the Kings. Like for so long, the Sacramento Kings have been like a laughing stock, like no culture and basketball purgatory.
Right.
Like you've heard all the terms, you've heard all the stuff, all the terms about the Kings. But I do feel like them making this move shows that look, we're really focused on building a culture, building a team, and building something that we all can be. Something like build a familiarity as far as like being consistent, with the guys who are productive, like keeping Monk, you know what I mean? Because if you let him walk, he's a fan favorite, and he was so productive last year. It's like, how do you let him go? You know what I mean? So I think that's a move you had to make if you were Monty McNair. Like you had to. There was no way you had to. And they got him for a good price. He's earning about $19 million, averaging about $19 million a year. That's
a damn good. I think that's a damn good price. Because I honestly thought that, and me and you had conversations about it, and we thought that he was going to go ahead and probably go somewhere else for more money. I don't know if that's actually happened. I don't know if any other teams were willing to go ahead and give him over that. But at this point, I'm glad that the Kings went ahead and re-signed him, because like I said, I think this is more of a, hey, look here, we're trying to win. Come over here, to be a part of this great organization.
4-5, like I know we had just mentioned that we felt like Monk could have possibly gotten more from another team. What are your thoughts on that? Like, because I feel like, and that shows that he wanted to stay here, that he wanted to continue to be a part of what we were building. Because there wasn't a lot of time. Like, free agency just started a few days ago. So
Kings didn't waste no time.
I don't know who he might have talked to, other teams. I didn't hear anything about him talking to any other teams before he made that deal. But the fact that we kind of know he probably could have got a little more, even if it was just a couple mil more. What are your thoughts on that? Him, I guess you could call it a pay cut if you want. Like, what are your thoughts on him taking a pay cut to stay with the Sacramento Kings?
You know what? Like, I would have to agree with what Doughboy said. It shows you the city. It shows you the loyalty and the love of the city once you do get here and you do get to feel the energy. And you do want to stay a part of this, especially if you do have a family. It's a great place if you have a family or if you're getting ready to start a family. So I know Malik Monk is entering that part of his life. You know what I mean? So, but as far as him signing back, am I surprised or anything like that? I feel like, this was a situation that could have been that was probably worked out days ago, maybe weeks ago, especially if, let's say, it's somewhere between 6 to 10 million off, from another team that could have offered that to him. You might as well stay where you, like he said, like Doughboy said, you're a fan favorite, you're the swag of the team, you're the energy of the team. And it shows when you're injured and you're not on the floor. It shows how important you are to the Sacramento Kings organization. So, man, you know what? Whatever he turned down, even if it was 20 million more, you know what I mean? Hey, it makes me proud because it says, you know what? Finally, we have somebody that says, you know what? I like the culture of what I already started here. Let's keep this thing going. You know what I mean? So let's build off that. Let's not take advantage of it. Let's build off of that.
Definitely.
Do you guys feel that if he didn't get hurt, we would have made the playoffs?
Yes, 110%. Definitely.
Do you?
Yeah. I do feel like he was the back. Yeah, I think he's the backbone, man, when it came to some of them close games in the fourth quarter when we really needed big buckets in order to go ahead and close out some games. You know what I mean? And I just think that with just him being on the floor, it helps out the other players too as well, with the intensity level. We're not going to go ahead and back down. And, hey, look, if I go ahead and get to the rim and it's crowded down here, I'm going to kick out. You guys be ready for you to be able to go ahead and shoot, stuff like that. So I think that he's a great team player to where people like him as a locker room player, and I think that's good for him and good for the Kings.
Teddy White, you feel the same way that we would make the playoffs?
The same way.
If he didn't get hurt?
Yeah, I feel like, you know what? I don't know how deep we would have went, but I feel
we might have won that play-in.
Like
might have won that play-in game.
Yeah, that play-in.
Oh, that play would have got one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that play-in. I know we would have definitely made a difference in that. And then now after that, it just becomes matchup now at that point. You know what I mean? But the Kings' problem is from last year, and what they got to correct coming into this year is they lost a lot of games that they played down to the other opponent. I mean, a lot of games. They had at least 10, 12 games where they played down to the opponent.
It was about a dozen games that they
at least a dozen
that they were in that they could have won.
And it's crazy. You guys did talk about that in the group chat during the season about, well, dang, they're playing the Charlotte Hornets. Or they're playing the Washington Wizards or somebody like that. And then you guys are like, man, I don't know, man. We might not win because they like to play down to the competition. They need to go ahead and figure out a way to stop doing that for sure. Because if you don't, you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. And what it did this season by losing a lot of those games you should have won, you probably wouldn't have had to go and be in the play-in tournament. Because I think right before we went to
no, they wouldn't have been playing. Yeah, the game.
Also, they were like what, fifth place or something at that time, wasn't it?
Somewhere, yes, 5th or 6th.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Around there. Yeah.
So you go from that. Yes, of course, a couple people get hurt. Then Monk gets hurt, and then you lose a lot of close games. And Herder gets hurt, and you lose a lot of close games. It's like, dang, man. We know this is the game we should have won. We should have got this game, and we should have closed out. So that way, we wouldn't have to go ahead and worry about, all right, well, who do we have to go ahead? How are we going to do this matchup when it comes down to the end of the season, and who we're going to go ahead and play for the playing game to at least get in here and get into the tournament? I do feel like when you do go ahead and play the extra games for the playing tournament, it hurts you, I think, in the long run when you get to the playoffs. I feel like there's a lot more games being played. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I saw a recent interview with Leandro Barbosa. For you guys that don't know, he's an assistant coach on the Sacramento Kings, and somebody was asking him just about the year in general, like what he thought, like what did the Kings kind of learn. He was like, just having experience, like learning how to win, because you go from that previous year of being third in the West, making the playoffs, Game 7. Possibly moving on to the second round, but then this year you don't make the playoffs, playing things just kind of fall apart, injuries. And he was just kind of talking about this experience and like just kind of going through that and learning how to win and things like that. So I do think, in the grand scheme of things, of course, we wanted to make the playoffs, but at the same time, it's like when you kind of go through something like that, like you come back with a different type of hunger. You know what I mean? Like, damn, okay, we were just here, and now we're like, we didn't even make the playoffs. Like, okay, like, nah, I don't like this.
Oh, you're hoping for that hunger. You know what I mean? You're hoping that we.
I think it'll be there. I think it'll be there.
Well, you know what? I think that it also, though, to be honest with you, it also depends on what they do with this roster and how it shakes out before the season starts and going into the training camp and things of that nature. Because like I said, you and I, and all three of us talked about this. They cannot run this same squad.
Can't run it back. All right, so let's kind of go into that. So we have an off season. Like I said, we're in the middle of the off season right now. So the Kings are going to be probably looking at trades. We keep hearing about Harrison Barnes and Herder being, on the market on the trade block. What are some of the rumors that you guys are hearing that you guys are kind of like, that's kind of piques your interest? Like, ooh, I like that trade, or I can see this player doing well in our team, or like, what are some of the things that you guys are kind of hearing rumor wise that is like kind of piquing your interest for the Kings?
Well, for me, the only ones I've been really hearing about so far has been just really is BI for a second. They're talking about him for a little second, possibly trading for him. I know they're talking about Kuzma, which I felt like would be probably a great pickup for the Kings. Then you got Zach LaVine here and there, but I haven't really been hearing about anybody else though. You know what I mean? I think those are like the only three players that I've been hearing about, and then talking amongst everybody else who's been following the free agent and the trade rumors and things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see, where they pivot to and who they try to go ahead and go after.
Teddy White, what's your thoughts on Zach LaVine? Because that's kind of like one of the guys I think we've been hearing that could possibly be a trade for the Sacramento Kings. It's something they would look at. What are your thoughts on that? Oh, before you go, I seen a post the other day on IG that said like the Bulls like has shopped like to like 15 different teams, but they trying to get rid of Levine for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, you know. But you know, so they're definitely trying to get rid of him. But I wonder, like, is there something they know, like injury wise or body wise, like they just want to get rid of him while they can, like, you know, they're trying to finesse a team, you know. I don't know, but anyway, as far as the Kings, what are your thoughts on Zach LaVine and how he'll fit with this current roster? What the stars?
I think they're going just to another whole different direction. They ready to just blow this thing up piece by piece. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to happen faster once they got rid of
Caruso? No, Vucevic.
He's talking about this very season.
Yeah,
they traded.
I thought they was going to start blowing it up around that time.
Vucevic?
Yeah,
he's still there, right?
Still there?
I think.
Nah.
No, I don't think he's with them no more. Let me see. I don't think he is neither. Let me check this. You looking right now?
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I believe he's still there. Nah, yeah, he's still there. He is? Yeah. Drummond was getting a lot of tick.
Drummond,
towards the end of the season.
Blow that thing up. It's trying to blow it up. It's trying to sell.
Yeah,
it's a dumpster fire.
Now, do you think the Bulls, could use some veterans like a Harrison Barnes and a shooter and a herder? Could they use something like that?
I wouldn't be mad. I would be mad. Like, hey, for me, hey, look, let DeRozan come over here to Sacramento, man. Let him walk the shot. We'll give you them three: the pick, Herder, and Barnes for him. DeRozan, man, come on to death row, man.
You like DeRozan, huh?
I mean, why not? You don't feel like DeRozan would fit in well with the Kings, with what they got, or you feel like he needs the ball too much?
I do feel like he needs the ball because he's not a playmaker and he's not a 3-point shooter. He needs the ball. He's like a one-on-one mid-range guy.
So you think the offense if he does that?
He's more of a half-court guy. I mean, he can run in transition, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you know, if he's in transition, he's not going to be the guy running to the corner or running to the wing to shoot the three.
So you rather go with like a Levine or a Kuzma type player?
Yeah, I would because I feel like both of them could shoot the three ball better. To me, and we've talked about this so much on the channel. To me, the ideal guy for me to add is Kuzma. I feel like he's a good defender. He's tall. He can rebound. Create his own shot and shoot the three, and he's younger. He's already won a championship, so he's kind of been in that situation to where he kind of knows what it takes to win, the grind of a season, things like that. And he doesn't have to be the guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, because right now, like, you know, he's challenged, you know, trying to be the guy in Washington or whatever, but I think he'd fit great here. Teddy White, what are some of the free agents or trades that you can kind of see with the Kings as far as this summer to improve, to get us back in the playoffs and be a contending team?
Pretty much the same thing you guys hear. Levine, Kuzma.
B.I. is kind of on the trade block. I don't know if he's been linked to us. I have kind of like seen like a couple Kings fans like talk about B.I. possibly doing something.
But like that. But I
don't know if he's officially linked to us. But what are your thoughts on him?
You know what? I mean, at this point, because I want change, I wouldn't turn it down, but that wouldn't be my first option. I don't even think B.I. would even be my second option just because of the style of the play. You know what I mean? But that don't mean I'm not a big B.I. fan. It just means, you know what, I think we got some other things that we can use. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. All these guys that we talking about have health problems outside of Kuzma, so that has to be one of the number one things that we got to focus on. Harrison Barnes gives you 65 plus games every season.
But last year, but it's like, he gives you 65 games, but that productivity
is.
You know,
he was there, but he wasn't present.
Right.
I mean,
we get it.
I mean, other than those three, I do feel like what you talked about, you know, previously on this channel, is that they need to get a 5. You know, Drummond's out there. Valanciunas is out there. I like Valanciunas. I feel like he might be able to fit into there. I don't know if it might slow their game up, but I do feel like they need to go ahead and move Sabonis to the 4 and get him a 5. You know. To help keep him out of foul trouble, but then also to go ahead and be able to body up with some of the bigs that are in the league that are bigger and stronger than him. Mm-hmm. So somebody like Andre Drummond, somebody like, you know, what I just said, Valanciunas, and somebody like that, you know, could probably come in there and help and contribute, you know. I'm trying to think who else is out here as far as, from a big man wise perspective that might be able to go ahead and contribute. I mean, do you guys got anybody in your list that might be able to go ahead and come in and help out?
So I'm looking at forwards right now with the free agents that are going to be, I guess they're free agents now, but we got you got OG Anunoby is out there. Yep. He can stretch the floor. He's not really a big, but I guess he plays the four. He's about 6'8", maybe about 230.
You got Kyle Anderson too as well.
Yeah, you got Kyle Anderson. Looks like Miles Bridges. Bruce Brown, he's a guard. Jay Crowder, DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, it's looking.
You
know, a little scared.
Paul George, I know we talked about him on the channel a couple weeks ago. He's going to be too much. I think somebody was talking like maybe like $50 million for him, like two.
Yeah, the Kings
crazy.
They have to blow that whole situation up in order for that to happen, and that's not what you want to go ahead and do right now.
Hartenstein, maybe as a backup. I don't know what he would.
Yeah,
I'll take like Hartenstein as like a backup center because I feel like we don't get a lot of production from our backup five.
No, not at all.
So maybe like a Hartenstein. It's dry for bigs. Nick Claxton, but somebody might give him a little. I like Claxton from Brooklyn.
I like Claxton too as well.
Drummond is out there. It looks like he's a free agent.
Yeah, he is. I mean, at least with Drummond, if he does come over to the Kings, or at least Valanciunas, I feel like, man, it adds more of a strength down there, man. I feel like it adds more of a presence of like, we're not gonna go ahead and take no BS down here, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you all this muscle, pause. You know what I'm saying? Push you off the block, and the whole knot.
I don't know how much he'll want. Mo Wagner is a free agent.
Good. Get off the bench role player, possibly.
Jonas Valanciunas, Doughboy. 4-5. Any of those names kind of like jump at you as far as like maybe a backup five or some. Nah, I mean, but the thing is, you gotta get somebody though. So JaVale McGee's a free agent. Are we gonna re-sign him?
I don't think so because I don't think so. The only how I feel like they would probably do that if there is no other options that are out there for them to sign. We already had them here. And the thing about it is that
it's funny. We got two. He didn't get that much better. Hey, both of our backup centers are free agents, so we're definitely in the need for a free agent for a center from the.
I can see JaVale.
Like I said,
JaVale's he's not a bad guy, bro. He just didn't give him no burn like that.
Like I said, I don't know how much. Nick Claxton.
He knows the Mike Brown culture. It don't have nothing to do with his talent.
But you know what I mean? But you do need some like production from that spot, especially when like Sabonis is out.
Right, that's you grab somebody in free agency. You go ahead and try to grab somebody in free agency. You know what I mean? And we're gonna find out within the next couple of days with this draft coming up.
What's going on? Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of moving parts.
Let's talk about the draft. Do you feel like they should keep that 13th pick or should they package it up? Right now, the way free agency is looking, maybe you can like get a steal and get lucky with that pick. I don't know. I really don't know who's projected at that spot. Maybe it's looking like maybe we should keep
they were talking about Eddie. They were talking about Eddie at one point. I don't know if he's going to go ahead and fall all the way down to 13. You know what I mean? I would take him. I know he's not a tradition. Well, he's not. He's more of the traditional back to the basket center. You know what I mean?
At least he could score in the paint, though. At least he could score in the paint, though.
Exactly.
Because we weren't even getting that.
Man, right. At this point, from what I've been hearing from some of the NBA executives and things like that and analysts is that, this draft class is not that deep. And, coaches are really not saying, okay, hey, look, you know what? You got that 13th, you're dangling it. Let me go ahead and take it from you. You know what I mean? You don't want this. I'll package these players up for you. Give me the 13th pick, and then we'll go ahead and be cool with it. Yeah. So right now with the draft not being so deep, I don't think that I don't know what you can go ahead and get and what is out there and who's willing to go ahead. What are you willing to trade for in order to get something back in return of value?
Yeah. Man. Okay. So some of the guards that are out there as far as free agents that I feel like the Kings may be able to kind of add to the roster because we really weren't getting a whole lot of guard production off our bench either. Jose Alvarado, defender. If you don't really want to keep like a Donovan. Who else we got? Lonzo Ball. I know he's going to be too much. Or maybe not, though. I don't know what them injuries, but he's
but
always hurt.
then like 4-5 said, you know what I'm saying? You got to worry about the injuries. You feel what I'm saying? He's been injured. He's been injured in every spot he's been to. Not taking Bruce Brown, but we know he about to cashed out.
Yeah, he and they gave him a bag out there in Indiana before they traded him.
Right.
Alec Burks, Contavious Caldwell-Pope. He's probably going to stay with the Nuggets. Max Christie.
I see him doing that.
DeMar DeRozan, Spencer Dinwiddie, Chris Dunn, Malachi Flynn, Jordan Ford. Jordan Ford, should we keep him in the system?
I haven't really seen too much of him playing, so I really don't know.
Markel Fultz, Evan Fournier. It's dry. Buddy Hield, bring him on back. Buddy Hield, bring him on back. And you know what's funny? We laughing. But what's funny is I could see him coming off our bench and just kind of run the floor, run in the corner, and transition and just shoot. Like
so what? Mike will run the one, and you put him at the 2 or the 3.
You know, for Buddy, I feel like he's probably realizing the grass ain't always greener, bro. Like, cause he wanted out of here so bad, and then you go to Indiana, they're like, get out of here. You go to Philly, they're probably not going to re-sign you. Like, you didn't show them, you didn't get them anything in the playoffs when they needed you. What Embiid was out, or who was out? Was it Embiid?
Embiid was out during the season.
You can't get a bucket, like. So I don't know. Yeah, but free agency is dry, y'all. So I don't know, man. Like if we do add somebody of value, it's probably going to be through a trade. It's going to be interesting to see what we do because I don't want to run it back. Running it back is not going to get us. Teddy White, what do we do, man? Teddy White, you're the GM. You are the GM. Well, all these names I just listed, from centers to the forwards to the guards, everything we know about the draft. What do you do next to get better?
You know what? Add depth. I mean, you know what?
Give me some names.
I don't know names right off the top of my head, but I will say this.
Okay, how about this? Let's do this.
We're going to draft. If we're going to go through the draft, right? We have to draft the best player available. We in a situation where our best players are 25, 26, 28. We have to strike now.
Who's the kid from
whatever
Duke?
We do.
He's from Sacramento, but he went to Duke with the hair, paints his nails. Who's that kid? The point guard. They were talking about he might be available. And he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Not bad.
He's pretty good. I can see him kind of coming off the bench along Monk, like him and Monk kind of, have two scorers off the bench. I can see something like that.
Yeah.
I can see.
So at this point, do the Kings go ahead and go get 2 free agents, or do you?
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, so let's do this real quick. Let's have some fun real quick. Give me a position that we may need, and we're gonna go back to these free agencies, these free agent players. Shooting guard. All right, so I'm already on guards, I believe. So, like I said, Kyle Anderson, Jose Alvarado, Amari Bailey, Malik Beasley, Pat Bev, Sadiq Bey, Bruce Brown, Reggie Bullock, Alec Burke, KCP, Max Christie, DeMar DeRozan. They got him listed as guard for some reason. Dinwiddie, Chris Dunn, Malachi Flynn. Markel Fultz is dry. It's dry. Eric Gordon. Maybe Eric Gordon for cheap. Eric Gordon for cheap off the bench.
I think he's gonna resign, bro.
With the Suns?
Yeah.
Think so?
I think he's gonna resign.
Gary Harris?
I mean, they don't have nothing up over there. I mean, you let him walk in free agency. What are you gonna go ahead and do after that? And their money's tied up.
I know a lot of people don't know who this guy is, but I've seen him play enough, and I know he can shoot the 3.
Who's that?
He's probably going to stay with his team. Isaiah Joe for OKC. He's a really good shooter, really good 3-point shooter. Having him off the bench, and he's a guy that can get hot, like just randomly just hit 3-4 threes, in a row, and kind of make the difference, off your bench. I could look at somebody like that. Especially, I mean, shit, we ain't getting nothing from Chris Duarte. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'll take a shooter. I don't know, but it's
okay. Center. Who do you go for your center then?
All right, let me go to centers. Like like I said, I think Mo Bamba, Bismack Biyombo, Moses Brown, Thomas Bryant, Claxton, Drummond, Eubanks, Hartenstein, Jackson Hayes, R2 backups, and Landon McGee. They're both free agents. Cornette from the Celtics, Kevin Love, Shemezi is back out there. Mason Plumlee, Nemius Cade, all these former Kings is free agents. That's funny. Tice, Daniel Tice.
Okay. So you got to. So the thing about it is you have to be really creative.
The guy who sticks out to me that I would like. It's two of them, and I don't know if we could afford them, but Valanciunas and Mo Wagner.
Valanciunas, yeah.
And Mo Wagner.
And I take Mo too as well, for sure. Either one of them cats. Come on. And you could lump Drummond in there too as well, because I know he plays a center power forward position, and I think they need strength down there for sure.
As a backup, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but for starting, they definitely need to go ahead and get a starter, you know what I mean, at that center position.
Man, I don't know if that guy's out there. I don't think that guy's out there, man. A starter. It's like, but bro, the way I'm looking at this free agency list, bro, it scares me. I'm like, bro,
I think it is. You can get creative with it. It's just that you got to figure out, for whatever system you're going to go ahead and run, does that piece fit it? You know what I mean?
4-5. We about to run this back. We about to run this back, ain't we?
Man, the way you're talking right now, bro, it sounds. Yeah. Hey, it sounds like. And then you were talking about it earlier, bro. That there's no trade value for Herter right now. There's no trade value for Harrison Barnes right now. So it's like,
right.
What do you do? How do you get creative with at least one of those guys to go ahead and leave?
And I feel like a lot of these teams.
And if it's my choice, I keep Herter. Herter had a down season this year. I think that he'll bounce back next year. HB's been there. I'm not high on him no more, man. Just get him out of there. Let him go.
You know, and when I think about Herter,
it's just a matter.
When I think about Herter, I'm like, he's a shooter. So I'm like, there's always value in being a shooter in the league. But
a shooter, definitely, of course.
He's a little inconsistent. And maybe it could be the players he's playing with. You know, the system. Sometimes he doesn't get all the shots.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I thought this was going to be a big summer for the Kings, but I mean, it may have to be through trade, or maybe they gotta get lucky in that draft, because I don't see anybody on this list that can be a difference maker. Maybe an OG Anunoby, somebody like that.
Yeah,
re-signing with the Knicks probably.
Yeah, you think so?
I would probably see him re-signing.
Miles Bridges. I
mean, that's not a bad option, but I mean, he doesn't propel you to where you're like, oh, dang, we got to watch out. The Kings went ahead and got this person,
but
now they got this person.
But when you add them to what was already kind of there, when you already got the gumbo, but you adding a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, and that bay leaf, you know what I mean. But it's already kind of there. It's like, so a guy like him, because he's athletic, and I believe he can shoot the three. Miles Bridges. Maybe somebody like that.
I mean, it's not a bad look. I mean, you know what I mean? In my opinion, I just feel like it's like, will he fit into that system? You know what I mean? Will he be able to go ahead and get you the productivity that has been lacking for the last couple of years with the Kings? And I think it comes from that shooting guard position.
Would you take the veteran Jeff Green?
Nah, not at this age. No.
Gordon Hayward?
If he's willing to take a pay cut, yeah. His asset price is good, for sure.
4-5, Gordon Hayward?
Yeah, I'll take it.
I mean, you probably won't get the same production from Herter that you get from Gordon Hayward at this point. So it's kind of like,
but he's a bigger body. He's a forward, 6'8", 6'9". You know, different type of player. Maybe he can kind of help. Like, see, and here's my thing: if we're not going to get another score, I want like somebody who's going to rebound. Because like right now, our only rebounder is Sabonis. Like.
Yeah.
That's we don't got nobody else rebounding.
Nobody else.
Keegan, you know, Keegan is kind of getting there sometimes, but I would like another rebounder. I don't know, man, but it's gonna be really interesting to see what Monty McNair does, because you know, we got to get creative. It's gonna be a trade. I'm confident it's gonna be a trade.
I told you 50-50. I don't see it happening. Like, for the person I think that you guys are trying to put there in that piece, I don't really see it right now. I could be wrong. It might come back.
Don't do us like that. Don't do us like that.
It might come back. It might come on later on. Who knows? But right now, it's 50-50. And like I said, you got to really be creative with how you're going to go ahead and build this roster.
No, you do.
So this is where, as a GM, head coach, and owner, all right, we need to put our heads together. We need to figure out who's going to be these pieces that will fit best for us to at least make another run like we did the year before last.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To sit at least in second or third place and to make a playoff run, a deeper playoff run this time.
So another Western Conference team, one of our, I guess you want to call them rivals, the Los Angeles Lakers, they just they got a new coach, man. They got JJ Reddick. JJ Reddick. You know, it's crazy. So the news was out there a couple of weeks ago that they were trying to get Dan Hurley, correct? That's his name from UConn.
Yeah.
I feel like that was smoke and mirrors. I don't feel like he was ever a real candidate. I feel like they did that to put it out there in the news to make it seem like the whole time. I feel like the whole time they wanted JJ, but they didn't want to just grab him like, oh, to get this guy with no experience off. You know what I'm saying, from a podcast with Brian. Like, I feel like that was kind of like calculated. You know, like, oh, we're trying to go get somebody, y'all, but he wants to stay at UConn. Like, nah, I don't feel like he was a real candidate. That's just my opinion. Nope.
I felt like he was. I felt like he was just.
Why would you not take that? Why would you not take that back? Didn't they offer him $70 million or something like that? $76 million.
What's he making at? What's he making at? What's he making at UConn right now?
What he saying, Juice? And you said no.
Yeah.
Well, what's he making at UConn though? What is that?
I don't know what he's making that.
See. Now we're going back to the money. He's in a better situation.
Yes, true. No, true.
He's in a better situation.
I agree with you.
Opportunity for a three-peat.
But they said he wants to be an NBA coach at some point, right?
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
the Lakers, $76 million. Like, and then how old is he? How old is he? You know what I mean? How
Who's to say that he won't go to another team next year? I don't think. It was more of the opportunity at UConn at this moment is better than the Lakers.
I think that's true as well.
The Lakers have went through 5 coaches. So what's so glorious about going? Because I'm in a staple.
Los Angeles.
No. And I got LeBron on my squad.
Hey, Lakers. You know what I'm saying? What you mean?
It's not once what it was. It's not what it was.
It's not. It's not.
You know.
And then, and then also too, you kind of know going in, like, LeBron's really a coach. Let's just be real. Like, LeBron is like the de facto coach. Like, I wouldn't call him GM anymore. I feel like they kind of, the front office, they kind of got a handle on that. However they want to run.
He is a GM.
But I feel like he, you think? I don't think so anymore.
GM Braun. He's definitely that for sure.
I don't think so. You think so?
How you think JJ Redick got the job, bro? I know, and I said no disrespect towards JJ at all.
Okay,
but let's be real though. That was a LeBron James hire.
4-5. What's your thoughts on that?
It's LeBron hires and LeBron fires.
I mean, hey, look, let's say this, bro. They got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Darby has 7 coaches. You have 7 coaches, bro, since 2012. And the longest person that stayed was 2 years.
Luke Walton?
Walton. 2 years.
Yeah, so the only thing that's been consistent is the colors of the team. Outside of that, nothing has been consistent with the organization.
7 coaches since 2012. And the longest they've stayed was 2 years.
Hold on.
If I come here,
you know what?
Hold on. Hear me out. I'm in La La Land. I'm in LA. It's a win now situation. You don't win, the Lakers don't have patience at all.
You know what you don't
win? What's that?
How you hear about reporters and like pundits on TV always talking about teams are being dysfunctional, right? Oh, Kings are dysfunctional. Oh, the Hornets are why we never talk about the Lakers being dysfunctional?
Because they're the golden child of the NBA. You can't talk bad about them.
Why not?
Unfortunately. It's like the Cowboys. They're America's team. You know what I mean? You just cannot talk bad about neither one of these organizations.
I feel like it's very dysfunctional over there.
It is.
Absolutely.
No, I mean, listen, 7 coaches in since 2012.
All the roster moves, all the trades,
exactly. So, you got to think everybody they damn near traded that they've drafted and stuff like that throughout the years, they've all left and succeeded in other organizations. Yeah. Why were you not patient enough? You could have kept the BI. You could have kept the Joyce Randle. You could have kept, I'm saying,
for AD, they had to give up all that for AD. But as far as the Kuzma, but the BI, Lonzo.
But for me, you want to win now. You wanted a glass house in AD. AD was a glass house when he was in what's called in New Orleans.
Always hurt. He played like 70-something games last season. He played all last season though, healthy.
How long that can last for? No disrespect, AD, but yeah, bro, you're brittle, sir. Sorry.
Well, do you feel like this moves the needle for them as far as changing the coach, like getting rid of Darvin Ham and getting JJ Reddick?
No.
Profile, what's your thoughts?
I mean, it's out. I mean, we don't know yet. You know what I mean? The verdict is yet to be seen yet.
Yeah, definitely.
I know he has a great basketball IQ. I know he's played, I want to say, somewhere between 16 to 17 years in the NBA as a player. So we know that he knows the game.
Right, definitely.
You know what I mean?
He
so
manage
we can't take that away from him.
That's what I'm curious
and that's
about.
the thing. Can you manage the team? Can you get the respect?
Yes, and that's crazy you say that because people don't look at it like that. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, just because you have a high basketball IQ, that's going to go ahead and equate to you being a good coach. And it doesn't always. Look how many good coaches that we had that have had basketball IQs through the roof and hasn't been a winning coach.
Can you manage personalities, right? Can you manage?
Or can you manage? Exactly. That's too as well.
What about when you want to take LeBron out? And you take him out because he messed up or something. You want to hold LeBron accountable. Will LeBron be receptive to that? Or are you walking in knowing that, I can't do that? Like, me and Brian.
I'm going to be honest with you, bro.
You know what I mean?
And like I said, no disrespect towards JJ. JJ seems like he's
going to. We talked about this in the thread.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to go ahead and come with that. I'm bigger and better than you type mentality.
That tone.
Talk bad to one of them cats if you want to during the heated situation. Don't don't end up like PJ. Sorry,
I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. I think that JJ Redick is going to be in a situation right now because I think he's going to surround himself with respectful assistant coaches with his staff.
It's going to happen.
You know what I mean?
If you don't have the experience, you got to do that.
You have to do that. So that kind of nits a lot of that stuff in the bud. I think his IQ. You know what? I necessarily don't even want to speak about it. I just want to see it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how I feel about it.
I hope he succeeds. I just don't like that certain people, you know what I mean? I shall not name because I know they probably watch the podcast and I talk to you through text, to them through text. But don't just say, okay, because his basketball IQ is through the roof and he's played in the league for 16 years, that this is going to go ahead and equate to a championship team, a winning coach,
coaching
and things like that.
Coaching an NBA team, bro. And here's my thing: like, I could even see if he was like an assistant to kind of, even just for a year, to kind of just go through the rigors of an NBA season, just like seeing how to, like, you know what I'm saying, like interact with players as a coach, and like, I know he's been in the NBA for a long time, so he kind of knows that relationship. So maybe they're kind of just,
but when you look at it,
banking on that, I don't know.
Let me ask you this: I want y'all to do this for me. Name a past player that's retired, that's came into the league and with no coaching experience whatsoever got hired.
Steve Kerr.
And how did that go? Well,
Steve Nash.
Steve came with a culture. I felt like
Mark Jackson built that culture. Mark Jackson built that culture. It was exactly. Just like come in and just like you can't come into a much better situation than the one he came into.
But we're seeing what happened with Steve Nash. Steve Nash had no coaching experience whatsoever.
And they gave him Kyrie and Durant. Those two personalities. I think he probably would have done better if he would have just started with like a young team. You know what I'm saying? Like if he'd have started with the Hornets or something. Like I felt, or the Magic. I feel like he would have been better. Like I wonder if that turned him off the coaching. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll never hear his name out there like wanting to coach or interview.
Did, man. The vigorous traveling, the multiple personalities in the locker room.
Yeah.
the on and off court activities that may take place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a lot. You know what I mean? And that's why I said, like, with JJ, it's like, hey, no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I definitely respect him as a player. I definitely respect him as a man and as his basketball IQ. But the thing about it is like the only thing that I was saying that was a problem with was the fact of the lack of coaching experience at this level. You haven't coached players in high school and damn near college, and they got personality problems as well to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So you haven't even got to that level just yet, you know? So it's like, start with baby steps first, and then, you know what I'm saying, go to the next level. Do I wish anything as far as him getting fired? No. I hope he does well. You know what I mean? I hope he changes up the organization and get them to wherever they need to go ahead and get to, as far as, you know, to the playoffs and maybe a playoff deep run. But if I had my choice, I think that, you know, Monty was out there. They should have probably went to him.
He's been to the NBA Finals.
Sure has. So
Monty was there. He didn't do too much with the Pistons last year, but
you don't have those years, bro. It's growing experience. What can you do after that?
Yeah. And I think the way the whole Phoenix thing, like, that kind of ended kind of ugly too. So I think his rep is taking a slight hit. He's gonna have to be like an assistant for another year or two, somewhere like on a winning bench.
Well, here it goes. JJ hired him as your assistant head coach. He's out there. You need a staff. He has experience. What's the issue? Bring him on. Hey, that's a good. Yeah, that's a good move. That's a good move. He should do that. You know what I mean? If I was on the outside looking in, if I was, you know, JJ, all right, well, you know what? Let me go ahead and bring in an assistant head coach, somebody who has the experience, somebody's going to be able to help me out when things do get tough, to where I've never experienced this as a head coach. I've done it as a basketball player, but as a head coach.
I agree. Yeah.
What were the obstacles that you went ahead and navigated through? You know what I'm saying? When you had this problem going on.
Now that we're talking about it, he should bring on Monty Williams. He should. That would be very smart of him to do.
I think it would be. And that's the reason why I named me. So
hopefully they're gonna put together like a high IQ type, like a Rondo, something like they're gonna put like a high IQ team like that. I'm telling you, right? Don't be surprised.
This boy showing
no, that's why I said that. Cause you're right. I'm like, oh man, I see it. Like, oh man, but okay. 4-5. I got a question for you, man. Do the Lakers draft Bronny? Do they draft Bronny and then bringing him in? If they do bring him in, how is that dynamic going to be with the JJ? Is he going to get the tick? Is Bron going to be mad? Oh, you ain't playing my son. Like, what is it, bro? This is going to be a mess. I can't wait to tune in this next season, bro. This is going to be crazy. 4-5, what's your thoughts on that, though?
I mean, even on this situation, I mean, if the Lakers are going to go at 17, I mean, I know he was started off at like 90 or something like that, slid to like 60, 50, then slid to like 30. And now I'm here 17, 15. So this whole process up there,
there's no way that kid's getting drafted.
Has been crazy. So, I mean, if the Lakers slide up, I mean, not slide up, but if they decide to go in that decision, you know, we know where that comes from. And one thing that we do know is that we know the Lakers is a loyal organization to their stars.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Regardless of how we got to do it, when we got to do it, and who we got to do it with, they're going to be loyal to them to the end. You know what I mean? Right. So if they do decide to draft at 17, will I be surprised?
I would.
Not necessarily, because I can't name 17 good players in this draft, and I'm somebody that tunes into college basketball. You know what I mean? I can probably name about 11, 12, and you might get some gems in the later round. Don't get me wrong, you know, but man, I wouldn't be surprised, man. That can also go either way. Man. But I know they got to bring somebody in that can help.
That's gonna be the biggest soap opera. If they draft Bronny with JJ as a coach, bro, and that boy don't play, LeBron will be looking at him sideways, bro.
The narrative that they're trying to push from Rich Paul and them is that this is not a package deal, and they've been saying it. I don't know.
Of course, Rich Paul gonna say that.
Right. You know I don't know what to believe.
Of course, he gonna say that.
They got 2 picks in this draft. So they got the 17th and the 55th pick. So, you know, you take him at 17 or you take him at 55th. You know, and I'm hearing some other teams are interested in him too as well. So it's kind of like What is it? What are we not seeing as a fan?
I heard Dallas might be interested in him for whatever reason. But I mean, but the way they just looked, I could see them. I mean, he could score the basketball. I don't know if he. I mean, against NBA defenses, we'll see. But I mean, Bronny's not a bad basketball player.
No, he's not.
He's undersized. He's young. I feel like I do feel like he needs more experience.
Right, exactly.
But it's gonna be interesting, bro. If he goes to the Lakers, that's gonna be must see TV, bro.
And I'm out here in LA, bro. You don't think I'm about to go ahead and have that on my TV or be going to the actual games?
That's gonna be must see TV, bro.
Yeah.
I will be tuning in for sure to go ahead and see this soap opera unfold.
But man. So that's all we got for today, man. We just wanted to tap in,
hold on, no.
Now he said, nah, not this time. You follow it through,
No, we got one though.
Oh,
can I please get my
what we got? What?
Now I want you to run that back too. When you go ahead and run that video back. Run that video back, man. Because if I'd have bet y'all about to win me some bunks, man. For real.
Of what? You talking about the finals?
Y'all thought I was crazy for saying the match was going to either get swept or they were going to go ahead and possibly, worst case scenario, get one game only.
Well, here's my thing.
What I know, I should have went to Vegas and bet, bro. I probably came up on that goddamn bet too, bro.
No, I'm the one who should have bet because I had Boston and Mavericks going to the finals before the playoffs even started. I could have been a bad.
But you looked at me crazy when I said this shit's not going 6-7 games, bro. I said they'll be lucky if they get one game.
I mean, but I still have Boston winning though. I have Boston winning in 7.
Okay.
I have Boston winning in 7.
Like I said, y'all looked at me very crazy in that tape. So you can't run that tape back because you think so? Bro. One game, bro. Run that back. One game.
You can't let niggas be right. They don't know how to act. Oh my goodness. You said
and I caught a lot of slack for that, man. They don't know how to act. I caught a lot of slack from that. But we're gonna make a whole nother shit. We might do it tomorrow about what you was talking about, that nonsense you were talking about earlier today before we started shooting. We're gonna talk about that. That's gonna be the next clip. I can't. No, that needs to be his whole own thing because, bruh, they gonna get on you, bruh. Bring it on.
They're gonna get on you. But so this is the All Net No Rim podcast, man. We just want to get on here real quick and talk about just a couple topics, man. We do have the NBA draft next week, and I think it's gonna be more trades. There's gonna be more stuff going on, so we have a lot to talk about moving forward. I can't wait till the draft.
We got the Olympics too as well, so
that's coming.
Yes,
and like I said, free agency. And even though it's like really like no really big free agents, but I mean, Paul George, he might move the needle somewhere. Who else is out there? I think he's like the biggest. James Harden probably going to re-sign, I'm assuming, with the Clippers. I haven't heard anything about that, so nobody real big in free agency, but we'll see how that goes. But we're gonna be back next week. We're gonna be talking hoops with y'all.
Can't wait.
We're definitely gonna be back before the NBA draft. So I go by the name of Stealth. We got Doughboy Bush and we got Teddy White45. Please follow us on X. And be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, comment.
Please do.
Comment on the video, like the video. Let us know what y'all thought about any of the topics that we talked about. And we're going to get back at y'all, man. We gone.
Yes.